What's up, peeps and players? I don't know if you guys are as excited about the Super Gem as I am, but the moment Guardian Games introduced the Corrupting Christ Support Gem, my mind started to run numerous scenarios and build ideas. This is what I would like to showcase to you today. My Magic and Fight Corrupted Christ build. I would like to preface that this isn't a league starter video, but more of a theory build video. So for this video, I'll first provide you guys with the items I'll be using and their gem links. We'll be talking about our gloves, weapons, body armor, offhand, helmet, boots, rings and amulets, and our jewels. Then we'll be going over the skill tree and our chosen ascendancy, while also talking about the main purpose of this build and how I'm planning on magic finding with it. For our gloves, we'll be making use of the Empire's Grasp. This unique item will be the forefront of our build and a must to make it work. It provides us with a unique mod, knockback direction is reversed. The reason why we're using this unique glove is so that we can stack monsters on top of us while making use of the new Atlas Keystone, Speaker of the Dead. This keystones allows tormented spirits to possess us instead of monsters, in turn allowing us to apply the tormented touched effect on those monsters. I will be delving deeper into this later down on the video. For our gems, we'll be making use of the Anomalous Cyclone, which provides us with an additional 20% knockback chance on top of the level 10 knockback gem on our gloves. Then we'll link it with Divergent Rage for the fast rage stacking. We want it for the increased movement speed it provides us, allowing us to navigate maps much faster as we try to negate the reduced movement speed of Cyclone and our unique body armor. The second super gem we'll be using is Anomalous Infused Channeling for the damage reduction effect and Divergent Life Gain on hit for the life and mana sustainability. This will provide us with a higher level of survivability against monsters we drag around with us. I would also suggest getting a corrupted version of the gloves with the implicit vulnerability on hit for more damage on your corrupted cry. For our weapons, we'll be making use of two unique claws, one in each weapon set. One set will be used to deal damage, while the other set will be used to deal 0 damage, as we drag them around, of course. We don't want monsters we drag around dying as we try to have them influenced by our tormented touch. The first claw we'll be using to drag our monsters without killing them will be the unique item Replica Last Resort. This claw has a distinct stat that makes it so we deal no damage when we're not on low life. Since we're using life gain on hit, we'll pretty much never be on low life, meaning we'll never deal any damage. The second claw we'll be using will be Al-D, which make it so that taunted enemies by our warcries explode on death, dealing 8% of their maximum life as chaos damage. The explosion will be our main source of damage, so by using our warcry, we'll be killing off white and blue mobs relatively easily with the Corrupted Christ support, in which a chain of explosion will deal the majority of damage to the rare mobs and unique mobs such as Rogue Exile, for example. I would like to preface that this build is solely made for magic finding while mapping. This build will most likely be very bad for bossing. So for the gems we'll want on both these weapons will be Berserk, Vitality linked with Arrogance. Please keep in mind that we only want Vitality at level 1 for the Watcher's Eye effect that provides us a life gain on hit stat. For our body armor, we'll be making use of the unique uh, item Greed's Embrace. Since we're magic fighting, we need MF gear, and Greed's Embrace is the perfect option as it provides both quantity and rarity stats. Though we do need to work harder on our gear to fill in the gaps to our resistances because of the negative values this item provides. And similarly to our gloves, I would recommend trying to upgrade your chest plate with two corrupted implicits, both being +2 to warcry socket gems and +1 to socketed gems, in order to increase our corrupted crit damage output to gem levels. Our links will be on Enduring Cry as our warcry trigger, supported by Corrupted Cry, Efficacy, Brutality, Swift Affliction, and Anomalous Second Wind, so that we can spam our cry over 3 times. Obviously, as you start making currency, you would want to upgrade both Brutality and Swift Affliction to their awakened versions. For our offhand, we'll be making use of Sentry Answer Unique Shield. This shield provides us with quantity of items in addition to spell block and curses on melee and projectile attacks block, which are punishment and temporal chain, both in which bypasses curse limit. Punishment is good because it would make our damage stronger against low life enemies, and temporal chain is good because it lowers action speed from those affected by it, meaning it increases our EHP as well. Our links will be Herald of Purity, cast 1 damage taken linked to Anomalous Molten Shell, and you can just adjust their level at your own liking. We'll be using a rare Strength and Dex helmet, in which we really want to have the SS mod and Eater of Word implicit mana reservation efficiency of skills, which will give us around 20% efficiency to equip our auras. As for the Searing of Exarch, you want to get the Vulnerability Curse effect. That will do the trick. And the remaining mod will be up to you. You would want life, suppression, chance, whatever resistances you need at the time, and the Veiled mod, Crafting mod, increased rarity of the item dropped by unique and rare monsters. As for the enchant, really up to you. For me, I'm gonna get Dread Banner Aura effect for the less damage effectiveness, so that we can take tank damage from monsters. For our gems, I will be making use of Anomalous Dread Banner for the less damage taken quality it provides. Obviously, if you feel like you're tanky enough without it, you can always switch for War Banner for damage. As for me, I'll link the banners with Generosity and Enhance to increase its quality and effect. You can also upgrade Generosity for its Awakened version later down the road. And for our last gem on the helmet, which will not be linked in any of those three, it's going to be its separate socket, is Tempered Shield for immunity of shock, which will be important, and I'll explain it later why. It also provides a higher block chance for your spell against spells, which is really good when we're up close and personal with monsters. For our boots, we'll be using a rare strength dense boot with life, suppressed chance, some resistances, movement speed, and if you can, some rarity. For implicits, you want to have action speed so we can move faster with our lack of movement speed, and whatever else you want for the second implicit. Our last set of gems will be our auras, pride, malevolence, determination, linked with enlighten. For our rings, we'll be using some well-rolled Ventur's Gambles for the quantity and rarity benefits. As long as you have well-rolled resistances around 25% each or more, I doubt you'll have any issues capping your resistances. As for the amulet, we can make use of a rare shaper amulet with some life, quant, and rarity, and resistances if you can. Or you can make use of a Eyes of the Great Wolf with the implicit global physical damage and quant. Make sure to anoint them with Sovereignty for the additional reservation efficiency. And finally, for our jewels, I'll speak more about them in my skill tree showcase, but for now I'll just include the unique ones in this section of the video. The jewels are Storm Shroud, Watcher's Eye with Malevolence damage over time, and Life on Hit Vitality stats. And our final jewel, a unique jewel, is a Eloquent Hubris with Caspero on it. So that we can add in our tattoos without any restrictions regarding our attributes. And we also get some rarity from this specific timeless jewel. So I'll showcase you guys my skill tree. I'll make it quick. You pretty much just go down here, get the Champion of Cause for a reservation, the Bannerman for effect, this Mastery for maximum resistances. We're getting this one because we're using level 1 Vitality and reserving it on our life. As you can see here, just only 1% reserved. Get some life. We're not gonna get Call to Arms because we're using Second Wind, and Second Wind doesn't work with instant spells. We're going to get some life and damage over here. Reduced life of your skill, I mean, since Corrupted Cry uses life. Some life over here, some life and maximum res to our fire. And we're going to get Storm Shroud over here so we can avoid all elements when using our flask. As you can see here, we pretty much get 100% avoidance to shock, which gives us 100% chance to avoid all elements, right? Then we're going to get the Rezo technique here so we can hit our mobs with Cyclone without missing and knock them towards us. Get some physical damage over time over here, some physical damage over here. The Mastery that gives us more physical damage space since we're using life instead of mana. Get some life over here. Get the 50% increased maximum life masteries since we don't have any life on our Greatest Embrace. Get the Eloquent Hubris with the Supreme Ostentation. Sorry, so we can use tattoos without any issues on our attribute points over here. And we're gonna try to get the 1% reservation until we'll fix this -6% over here, which should be relatively easy to do. Going to get some rarity over here. I was too lazy to fix it, but you know what I mean. Just get rarity on both nodes over here. Get some damage over time over here, and some life damage over here. Go down here, get some life, plus 50 life mastery as well. Get some skill effect duration over here since our Corrupted Cry only lasts 2 seconds. This is really gonna be helpful. Get some rare jewels. You wanna get some global physical damage over time, and life, which is gonna be pretty expensive, but this is what you're gonna need for more effectiveness, right? And if you can afford it, get some rarity of item found. Mage Bane for some spell suppression. We're not gonna cap it, but hey, 50% is better than nothing. So half of the time we're gonna suppress spells. We're gonna get some charisma over here, reservation, and damage over here based on our aura and herald affecting us. And we're going to get some cluster jewels over here and down here, right? So you're gonna get battle hardened and master of fundamentals with the first multiplier here, so we can get both of them in this section. Then we're gonna get some flow of life and student of decay for damage and chaos resistances and life. Some rare jewels over here, rare jewels over here. Same thing over here. Then you're gonna get Watcher's Eye, as mentioned previously, for the damage over time from Malevolence and life gain on hit from Vitality. Rare jewels over here. For our skills, as mentioned previously, this is what we want. I use Corrupted Fever since we still don't have the Corrupted Cry gem on PoB. I made it level 25, so matches as best as we can the damage provided by level 20 Corrupted Cry. We deal around 700,000 damage, which is not a lot, but you know, this is for a stage 8. We can go to stage 10 with a anomalous second wind, which gives us around close to 1 million damage over time, which is good while mapping, but not good against bosses. So you'll be able to deal with map bosses, but Uber bosses and Pinnacle bosses is gonna be extremely hard. It's gonna take some time to kill them, right? So this is why I'm telling you guys that isn't for bosses, but for mapping. And for the Dread Banner, um, if you decide to go Dread Banner, you're pretty much getting 60,000 effective life pool, which is a lot. But if you feel like you're tanky enough, you can go for War Banner, which increases your damage by at least 200,000%. 200,000, as you can see here, our damage increases by a lot. And if you want to go Tempest Shield, which isn't really necessary, but it still increases our effective pool by a lot. But this will be the last one you want to take if you cannot get your hands on reservation tattoos right away, right? So Vitality level 1 with Arrogance. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna use cast wind damage taken with Molten Shell for more effective damage. Since we need it, right? I guess that's pretty much it for my skill tree. Oh yeah, and for the weapon, as you can see on this one, we're gaining the warcry cooldown time at 4 seconds, which is really good, since if we don't have this one, our warcry will be around like 8 seconds, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 8 seconds. That pretty much halves our warcry cooldown. And for our Ascendancy, we're going to go Champion, get some Fortify here for more damage reduction, Inspiration for Banner effect, and Banner has no reservation, Conqueror for damage reduction when taunting enemies. If you don't like this one, you can always go Last to Fall for this 25% life when you can Adrenaline, which is good when something hits you hard and you're really low life, right? Instant recovery. Yeah, that's pretty much it for our skill tree showcase. And the main purpose of this build is pretty much just to farm maps with high pack size, using the new Atlas Keystone, Unending Nightmare, and Speak of the Dead. By using the Tormented Touch, item quantity node will pretty much have 100% quant on the monster's touch, which is really good. Of course, that is only if we use the Wandering Path Keystone, otherwise it's gonna be 60%. And that's pretty much it for me. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. That's it for me. Peace out.